Welcome to I Finally Get It. This week we have Ershad Ganjy, founder of Mr. Pen. Joining us in studio as always, Dustin Webb, our producer. I'm your host, Jeff Martin. Let's get it.
Well, first of all, I got a gift for you. It's
Oh,
a
my
Mr.
goodness.
Pen.
Mr. Pen.
Yes.
Thank you
And
for that.
You can check us out at mrpen.com. We have a ton of products. I don't know. There is a ton of things. There was about a dozen of things that I talked to my wife whenever I wanted to come here because we have so many. I started a business in 2016
Wow.
and just learned so much. So I wrote a few. I'm going to start with the biggest and the first one that I finally get it. And that was when I came to the US, that 2009. I'm from Iran originally.
Yeah.
And I came to the US in 2009. I studied at UL and then graduated in petroleum engineering, started working for an oil company, Pathfinder, for 5 years. And I got laid off. But just during the 5 years, I was, always wanted to start a business. And coming from Iran to the US, people don't know what an opportunity is to just be in the US and how easy it is to take a risk, how easy it is to make money, really.
Yeah.
So that was the moment, and we are close to 4th of July, so that's kind of
4th of July.
Yeah.
So did you come from Iran to here for school? I mean, is that when you came in? Yeah. Oh, that's great.
That's key. Like you come here, really, I don't see any reason if you work hard in anything, it doesn't matter what industry.
Yeah,
you can make $1 million a year if you just work hard. You can start a restaurant and do a good job and make $1 million a year. You can just whatever you think. Start a painting company.
I want to give you a light bulb moment right off the bat. Oh, I get it. I finally get it. Here at Company Growth Academy, we've begun teaching 20-minute growth strategies. They're free, they're fast, and they're full of information to help you grow your company. For more information and to sign up for our advanced notification list, just go to 20togrow.com, 20togrow.com. Let's get it. The opportunities we have, we're so blessed in the United States.
Oh, you're stopping this?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It just got started.
Oh, okay.
So basically, very few people appreciate the opportunities we have in the United States.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can start a company, dedicate yourself, work really, really hard, then there are no limits.
Yeah.
And so people need to do that, but we do limit ourselves often.
Of course. You gotta work really hard. You gotta expect to work really hard 5 years. There's no way around. Don't expect to make money in the first year or two. But you gotta be willing to take risks. Take a loan. I'm for loans, so at least for your business, don't be scared. What's gonna happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? You go bankrupt or your company, and then you don't pay your loan.
Yeah.
They don't put you in jail. In Iran, they put you in jail.
Is that right?
Yeah. So how much risk you can take?
Yeah.
Not much. So that was a light bulb moment. Okay, I'm going to take the risk, And I told my wife, hey, we're going to go big on this thing. We're going to take some risk. Are you in or should we just not do it? And she was like, I'd rather you do it now than when you're 55.
Yeah.
So let's go after it. So
I don't want to get obnoxious with my light bulb moment, but there's really a lesson here is one, you have to talk with your wife, right?
Sure.
Because she's your partner in this deal. And we have to explain, look, life is going to be out of balance a little bit we're probably looking at a 5-year time frame where it's really going to be out of balance. Are you with me? I love that you did that.
Yeah.
That's great.
And she was in. So she did a huge sacrifice,
Yeah.
It's hard for a lot of wives, I think, to see, okay, bank account's empty for about 12 months now. What's going to happen next month? So, well, that's not just that. We also owe $1 million.
All right. So you came over here, petroleum engineer. And then what was the first business you started?
When I was still working, I worked on a few apps, game apps, and some idea apps that I had. Of course, no experience. All of them are failure. But it's a learning experience.
Sure.
And then 2015, everybody was getting laid off because the oil prices went down. And I knew I'm going to get laid off.
Yeah.
So we rented That's me and two other friends that I have, all in the oil field. We rented a kiosk in the mall to sell tea and tea sets, like loose leaf tea. No experience. So we ordered a ton of tea, about, I think, 10,000 cans, but it was loose. So we had to, fill it up ourselves, and 1,000 tea sets to sell in the mall for the 2 months of November and December. That was a huge failure. We sold like 50 tea sets, so I had still 950 tea sets left.
What'd you do with the 950?
Yeah. So yeah, that's when the idea came in. Okay, we need to do something. Let's sell them online.
Yeah.
So we put them on eBay and Amazon. eBay wasn't that good. Amazon was okay. Like we were selling 1 or 2 units a day, which is great. Mm-hmm. And then for Mother's Day, we sold like 60, 100 units, which was great. Then it kind of clicked, and hey, maybe if we do some stuff, we can sell some of these. Just have to work better on them. And then I had another friend that was already selling on Amazon, and he was doing okay. He's the one that we tried to start a few apps and websites with him before, and it failed. We talked and said, let's build this together. What do we start? I said, let's go school supplies, because my wife's a teacher. If it fails, we just figure out somehow we sell it. And then we came up with a product that was a drawing compass. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I told people, man, I'm trying to sell drawing compass. Everybody laughing. Who will buy that? This guy is crazy. But then in August, we sold $60,000 worth of just compasses.
And you were selling these compasses online?
Yeah, on Amazon. So a lot of these things, it comes to the right place, right time. Like it was at the exact period of time that if you put anything on Amazon, it would sell. It doesn't matter, because there was a lot of people coming in, not many suppliers.
Got it.
So you could, I don't know, whatever you put, good quality, bad quality, you could sell it. I was lucky there. And then, I went to oilfield again for a few jobs. Then I saw this part and I saw the oilfield. So decided to just, leave that, start this, and go hard on it.
Yeah, yeah. So do you feel like you've always been entrepreneurial and wanted to have some kind of business?
I always wanted to not work and make money, at least enough to not worry. That was, I don't know if that's called entrepreneurial.
Yeah, yeah.
But goal was make $5,000 without working.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so, but you've always done kind of product-based things, right? Where you're selling a tangible product. Yes.
So we did a few websites, like selling tickets, just being the middleman, like Ticketmaster is kind of. And all of them kind of failed. A few gaming apps. We couldn't scale it as much as we wanted to. Then we moved to product because we saw the opportunity, It wasn't supposed to be something that we rely on. We always thinking like tech, something with websites and apps. But when it took off, so okay, this looks like an opportunity. Let's just put more efforts in it.
Yeah.
We moved back to the tech part again, and that was a big lesson. We spent about $100K in a partnership with somebody else for music copyright and things like that. So that was bad too. And that's when we decided, you know what, let's just scale this.
Got it.
What we have, go big on.
All right, so talk to me about, is it Dios Brands?
Dias Brands,
Dias Brands.
So that's the brand holding company. So Mr. Pen is our biggest brand from Dias Brands. And so we either started the brand or we acquired the brand.
Okay.
So right now we have 8 brands under Dias brand.
All right, tell me about this. This is intriguing.
Of course, we started Mr. Pen and then just grew it. And then I had a few partners with, I don't know if you know, Bates Choice, good friends of mine. And since the beginning when I came here, and we started that together, and then we bought their shares. So that came under Dias Brands. And we acquired a few other brands on the way. We started a few. So they are in different categories: home improvement, house, like kitchen and household. And
okay.
Yeah.
Now, is your business model online sales?
Yes.
Okay, so you have physical products that you sell online, either through Amazon or through their own websites, or
mostly through Amazon.
Okay.
We just started to focus a little bit on our own website.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested about how, you came here, you studied petroleum engineering. Engineering degree is not easy to get, right? And you're probably taking that knowledge of processes and things, and you've gotten into a few what you called failed businesses or ventures. But what I love is you said you learned from every single one, and so and you sound like the person that you're going to get it right. And then when you get it right, it's going to pay for all the mistakes or all the lessons you've had to learn.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you have partners in this now?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a partner. I mean, he's amazing. He has the vision a lot of the times. He's a finance guy and I'm the engineer guy. So being an engineer, I think it helps with the pattern recognition usually.
Yeah.
Like something's happening. Okay. What that means based on previous experiences is this. So it helps with decision making and thinking logically.
Yeah, correct.
But a lot of business is not logic, it's gut feeling.
And a lot of businesses, we don't think. We don't have a process for thinking. And so what I love is, you have a visionary type in your partner, and you're much more probably tactical and strategic.
Yeah.
And that is a killer combination right there. It really is. That's great.
And then another good thing, both of us don't care about money that much. So we don't take a lot of money. We just take enough to live. And so all the money goes back to the business, which solves a ton of problems. It's like a marriage that don't care about money that much.
Yeah.
And money isn't it like number one reason for divorces and everything?
Oh, I would imagine it is.
Both wife and husband, they're okay with having, whatever, a medium amount of money, and then most of your problems will be okay, solved.
When you had that conversation with your wife and you said, I want to go one more entrepreneurial attempt, has it been more than 5 years now? Or
it's been 8 years, so 2016.
She's got to be a special lady. Very supportive, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, and she had a lot of ideas, and the first 2 years it was on her because she would go to work. I don't have any money. And then for the third year, that's the first time I started taking maybe $24K a year.
Yeah.
And then we had our kids, so she stayed home. I think I started taking $60K a year.
Got it.
But it's crazy. My friends would say, man, you're working so hard, because I was working a lot.
Yeah.
And you're just taking 60,000. If you work that much for another company, like you would make 150K.
Yeah, sure.
But what they don't consider is the exponential growth that a business might have.
That's exactly right in the future.
Yeah.
It's going to cure a lot of things.
Yeah. But again, we got lucky. I can't... undermine that part of that.
I appreciate that luck is involved, but I can tell you worked very, very hard to get this where it is. And the power of having a visionary and a strategic type person, it's very important and very valuable. So I look for great things. So what is next for the company?
So we are expanding to Canada and Europe. So that's the next thing, but maybe vertically growing. So maybe going to China, starting some of the manufacturing. I looked at manufacturing in the US and it doesn't make sense. We had a few products made in US. Customers don't care to pay the extra.
Correct.
They don't care as much.
You do have to charge
people
more.
Think they care, which is crazy a little.
Well, this pen is high quality. And so you manufacture these?
Yeah.
And so school supplies and office supplies.
Yeah, school and office supplies is the main thing.
Yeah.
With Mr. Pen, but there's a ton of other products.
That's great.
That's under Mr. Pen.
Yeah, that's good. So who was your biggest influence growing up? That gave you this entrepreneurial spirit?
Probably get that from my dad, I'm thinking. Maybe not the spirit, but the genetics.
Is he an engineer?
He's an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur?
Yeah, he has a ton of businesses, farms and dry cleaning, clothing manufacturing.
Is he still back in Iran?
Yeah.
I got
Well,
it.
he comes to visit and goes back. And
yeah, that's great. That's great. And what does he think about you going through your journey?
I feel like he's proud, but the culture doesn't share that.
Sure.
You can't tell you're proud of your son, especially.
Yeah.
You kind of have to say, that's not good enough.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, but I know.
Why is that guy better than you? I don't know. Sorry, I'm gonna try harder.
Well, and that's the deal. Keep trying, keep pushing.
Yeah, but I try.
Yeah.
I don't take him that serious as far as like to get anxiety about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I want a business tip from you.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have somebody who, whether they're working or they just want to start a company, what is a great business tip that you would give them?
Let me see what I wrote. I think the second thing I wrote was, and this had a lot in my business. Always think win-win.
Yeah.
Like make win-win situations happen with whoever you are working. Either it's your partner, either you're buying from someone, supplier, even a competitor. Think win-win. If it's a win-lose, even if you are the winner, get out of that. Because it's a lose-lose. This happens a lot, especially when you start hiring and you feel like, hey, like it's a win for them, but it's a lose for you because they're not working well.
Yeah,
it ends up to be lose-lose. It's not a fit for them. They get anxiety. They're not happy with their job, even though you might be paying them a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
So same with the supplier. Make the win-win situation happen, and have them to have the same mindset. They don't think, they're competing with you.
Mm-hmm.
One of the reasons we were able to scale the business was our supplier helping us.
Yeah.
A lot of the payment plans that we had with them, and that's because they started thinking win-win. Hey, if this guy can sell a lot, I'm gonna grow too.
Yeah, we're gonna grow too. Yeah.
But we had to instill that mindset to them. So I would say that's one of the most important things. 3, simplify everything. So a 15-year-old person can do your job, basically. If it's not simple enough, simple it. And then number 4 is the 24-hour rule. Try to do any task you have in 24 hours. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's hard, like I need to hire a marketing person, but don't put that in your 30-day goal. Put it at 24-hour goal and see what you do, And then day one mentality. So if your business grows, don't forget your day one. Whatever you spend, be more efficient. Think why you started the business. Make sure your customers are happy, or whatever core values had. Just keep those. Have that day one mentality.
Yeah. So I think you have a hidden lesson in here somewhere. You have started several entrepreneurial ventures.
Mm-hmm.
You've had some that didn't work out, but you learned lessons along the way. Is there a common denominator in the businesses that you've been in, and maybe, let's say they failed, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the common denominator in those businesses that you finally learned and said, I'm not doing that anymore?
If I start a partnership, if I'm partnering with someone, I will make sure from the beginning everything is super clear.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be written. It's better if it's written and signed and everything, but that's not that important, because usually you don't get to a point that you're gonna sue someone or they're gonna sue you. But if it's very clear who's doing what, who has how many percent, what if the business is $1 billion? Well, that will change everything.
Yeah.
So think big from the beginning. Think for all the situations that can happen. That's one, because I had that issue a few times. Probably the most stressful part of doing business was figuring that out.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody wanted to exit, or they were not just doing their part right, that's the first one. And then get your business finances right from the beginning. I know you had Marcus Meir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was one of the people that we started working together from the beginning. Then I stopped using him because I thought, well, we're too small to pay that. But I think if I go back, I would probably, even if you don't want to have a professional, just make sure things are right.
Yeah.
You have all your finances right.
Yeah.
So you have a good understanding, like perfect understanding of your numbers, not just good on paper towel, I'm making money. Because for the first really 5 years we were doing that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of gold there. Really clarity, communication, but you really just said start with the end in mind. Look at how you're going to exit and then, build this.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. So as you deal with customers and you deal with your vendors and suppliers and your partners, how do you try to leave people different and better because they met you?
It's easy with employees, I think. At least for employees, I have it in my LinkedIn too, because that's kind of a goal for me. If you're working for Mr. Penn or any of our companies, I want you to, like, if you apply for a job, they say, oh, he worked for that company, we need to hire him. You know?
Yeah, correct.
I want you to grow. If you're not growing, you gotta leave. Really.
Yeah.
That's basically how we set up our things. Like, if you are not getting a pay raise, sorry, you have to leave. Either you get a pay raise or you leave. So that's with employees. You have to grow in your family, in your business mindset, grow enough that maybe you want to leave our company. That's okay.
Sure.
With suppliers, I think with suppliers is a lot about money. So the way they think. So their business have to grow. Our business has to grow. At least with Chinese suppliers, it's like that.
Mm-hmm. It's that win-win, like you talked about. Yeah.
So for each person is different, but I think if people's mindset grow, in general, it is supplier, employee, just a friend, they usually grow in many aspects of their life.
Thanks for tuning in to I Finally Get It. For more information about Ershad and Mr. Penn, please visit the show notes. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to sign up for our advanced notifications for our 20-minute growth strategies, just go to 20togrow.com, 20togrow.com. If you're a business owner and you have a light bulb moment that you want to share with other business owners, please reach out to me at jeff@ifinallygetit.com.